स्वागत करते हैं जी एक बार फिर आप सब ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਥ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਟੈਮੀ ਲਿਨ ਮੈਕਨੈਬ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ 5th ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ ਟੁਡੇਜ਼ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਔਮਨ ਆਫ ਫੇਥ। ਇਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਕੌਣ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਵਾਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਟੈਮੀ ਨਾਲ। Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So Tammy, first of all, a little bit about yourself. How did you get the idea of having this conference?
You know, I am a Christian woman and I consider myself a modern woman, and that just means that I've adapted to all the crazy things that are happening in our world today. And being in Western Canada and in British Columbia, we have a great multicultural society here. And when you see in the news all the people that are fighting because of religion, I think now's a good time for women of faith to come together and put their religious beliefs aside and just first and foremost be together and enjoy each other as women. And it's International Women's Day on March 5th to 8th weekend, so it's a great time to celebrate.
Well, that's wonderful. You very rightly said, you know, irrespective of the religious beliefs we believe, that's wonderful, but problem is that we don't integrate. We have lots of ifs and buts about different issues. So how do you feel that this kind of conference will be bridging the gap between different communities, and what is going to happen in this conference?
We have a number of women that are speaking. They're speaking first and foremost from a position of being a woman, again celebrating International Women's Day. And we're also working with an organization called She Talks, who has a huge event that's taking place earlier in the day. So we're piggybacking on top of them and basically focusing on a religious sort of aspect or a faith-based aspect. So we have Christian women that are speaking. We have a lady who is from South Africa. She talks about South African women and things that are happening in South Africa. We have a beautiful Muslim woman who's speaking, and speaking from their perspective on how integration or better understanding of our faith is extremely important.
Right.
Yeah.
Women play a very important role, not only at
the
home.
most important.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. Not only at home, but in the society as well. But there are a lot of things what we are finding that, especially even over here also, statistics point to something else. While we celebrate International Women's Day every year, but when statistics are seen, it is quite shocking. In the developing countries, when those stats come, you can, you know, digest those. But when in a country like Canada, where every 4th or 7th minute a woman is being affected by domestic violence or being raped, these are the things which are shocking, and especially for the younger generation, it is difficult to digest. How do you view it? How can religion play a role in disseminating information that yes, we are equal and something needs to be done?
And shocking, correct. I think that certain things happen in certain cultures that we're just not aware of, and there's a lot of closed door things that happen behind closed doors. I want to get to know my neighbor. I want to know them. I want to eat with them. I want to be able to share with them. And as a woman, I think that we come to the table with our skills as far as being leaders in our families, taking care of our children. My next door neighbor is Korean, and she speaks no English at all whatsoever, but together we made kimchi. And I love kimchi, and there's just ways to bridge the gap between cultures. But also, I think that when you bridge the gap, you're also available to that person if they're in need as well. And so if a neighbor is suffering from domestic violence or is being hurt, she can come to me as a woman first and know that because I'm a Christian, I'm not scary for her to approach me. I look at the Muslim culture, and the lady who's speaking with us, she wrote a letter to Canada saying basically, when there is something happening with the terrorists, please don't blame my children, who are great little kids who go to school in Surrey. So she's speaking from a Muslim perspective. I don't have to believe in her religion. I just have to love her as my neighbor and another woman.
Right. So basically, religion will be the basic force which everybody will be talking about, or there are some other issues also which will be discussed in this conference?
You know, we're talking about women's issues first and foremost. We have one lady who came over to Canada from India, and she wrote a book called Black and Blue Sorry, Kamal Dillon. And she's speaking from a domestic violence perspective first and foremost. And she's a Christian woman. We have another lady who, again, she's South African, who she talks about women's rights and human rights coming out of South Africa, but she's also a Christian woman. Then we have a great lady who's Muslim. I'm talking to women about empowering them when it comes to being a leader in their community or being a businesswoman, that it's never too late to start your business. So it's a religious tone, but it's more of just a women's conference.
So basically empowering them.
Yes, and we welcome women from all faiths and backgrounds to come and enjoy an evening together.
So, Tammy, what's your experience? Tell us a little bit about this. That what are you finding in the younger generation? Do you find those bridges and gaps which have been existing in different communities? Are they getting sidelined, or that individualistic thought is becoming more prominent?
I think both. I don't understand 20-year-olds at all anymore. And I have a gal on the show. Her name is Shiloh Sherry, and she's in her 20s. And she's also working with me as an assistant on producing this event.
Right.
And, you know, her issues are just so foreign to me as a woman in my 40s. So we do have younger women there as well speaking and speaking about issues that they face today. I think that girls today are very lucky. They have the internet. I had to go to the library and look at microfiche when I was, you know, looking up information and doing a business plan. So I think that young girls have opportunities that didn't exist for me.
Right.
But they also are, I think, subjected to things that we weren't subjected to because of the internet as well. So lots of great topics for sure.
These days, the new thinking is religion is not important, and that's why we find in all the religious places, youngsters are not getting attuned to it, not coming forward. What kind of religion or what kind of foundation do you believe, like by organizing these kind of conferences where religion plays an important role, but religion in that old term is not projected? What do you feel, how in the coming years or months, you know, we need to change our perspectives so that we can involve the youth also?
You know, this conference was based on an idea that's going to take place in the fall, and it's a show called Today's Modern Christian, or Today's Modern Faith, and it's showcasing religions, same what we're doing right now, having a round table and discussing different faiths. I think that you're right. I think that people, younger people, are putting religion to the sideline, and in my opinion, if you don't believe in something, there's a harder gauge of right and wrong. And so I'm trying to bring faith and religion into modern days so that it doesn't look like we're strict or we're geeks or, you know, I think there's a way of being a modern person of faith. And I'm trying to make a show and an environment interesting for kids in their 20s and teens as well.
Wonderful. And towards the end, where is this program being held? And if anybody wants more information, where they can contact you?
We are having at the Chandos Auditorium at Pacific Academy on March the 5th from 5 to 8. And our website is todaysmodernfaith.com, and there's tickets available there. And certainly if there's teens or seniors, they get a huge discount as well to attend.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time and best wishes.
Thank you for having me very much.
Thank you. ਸੋ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਟੈਮੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ 5 ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ 5 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 8 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਅਸਲ ਮਕਸਦ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਸ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਰੋਜ਼ਮਰਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇਹੀ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਬੁਲਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਮੁਸਲਿਮ ਫੇਥ ਤੋਂ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚਨ ਫੇਥ ਤੋਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਅਤੇ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਫੇਥ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਫੇਥ ਰਿਲੀਜਨ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਡਿਟਰੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦਾ, ਬਲਕਿ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਦਭਾਵਨਾ ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਦਦ ਸਹਾਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ। ਸਕਰੀਨ 'ਤੇ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਫ਼ੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫ਼ੋਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅੱਜ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਲਟੀਕਲਚਰਲ ਮੋਜ਼ੇਕ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾਈਏ।